Hi everyone and welcome. This is Alex here of Advice by Alex on Etsy, and I'm here to do your weekly angelic message for the week of February 20th through the 27th, 2022. I want to thank you for stopping by and giving me a listen to. And if you like this channel, I ask that you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that way you get all the future uploads of all my videos. And if you would like to get a personalized reading with me, I will leave all that information in the description box below so that way we can work deeper and even more pushing you on the right path. And I look forward to working with each and every one of you. And also, if you too would like to send in a question to get a chance to get it read in a weekly video, please send your name and your date of birth, and if there are other people involved, their name and their date of birth, so that way you will know when your question is read, because I only read initials and your date of birth in a question. So when doing the reading. And why not? It is free, so why not take advantage of free? I take advantage of free. Why don't you take advantage of free? I like free. Free is always the best. So, but hopefully you guys are doing well. And I'm recording this on Sunday, February 20th. It is a beautiful day here in Columbus, Ohio. As you can see, it is sunny and it is nice. And it's going to be a beautiful day. I think it's going to be in the 50s today. I saw the weather. But hopefully you are doing well and things like that. And that you had a safe week. I meant to record this yesterday, but I got so busy yesterday that it pushed me behind schedule. So I really wanted to get this in for today. But yeah, so hopefully you survived the full moon energy in Leo. It was a very much a kind of a, excuse the term, but a very bitchy full moon. I will say it was a bitchy full moon because a lot of things for myself got brought up, and then I was releasing a lot of things that I was holding on to, and bringing up some secrets that I was sharing with my BFF. And then, yeah, so that is very there. And I'm sure, let me know how the full moon affected you in the comments below, because I would like to see how it affected everybody this time around. So I would like to get interactive in the comments here. But hopefully you are doing well, and that we're off to a good start here. So I am very glad that you are watching the video, and I appreciate each and every one of my viewers. So, but yeah, I think that's basically it, but I do have some videos that as premiere on my channel, so be sure to check those out this week. And the one energy portal reading for 222 or 22222 is out, so and that's set as a premiere for the 22nd. So be sure to check that out for angelic messages for what we need to learn on that day in regard to the energy of the portal. But the camera is like not showing the top of my head. But my hair is better today, I will say. I know that's a corny thing to say, but my hair is better for today. But yeah, so I think that's all the announcements that I have. I don't think anything else than the energy shifts that are going on are there. I'm having my second cup of coffee for this day because I had a very much of an experience last night because Spirit was definitely visiting me last night. I was sleeping last night, and this was on Saturday evening, so going into Sunday. But I was sleeping, and I did a meditation before going to bed, and then I fell asleep to the meditation and things like that. And it was around 2:59 a.m. Teddy Bear was not sleeping with me at the beginning of the evening. He was like meandering around. But when I woke up, I noticed that he was by me. Um, so I woke up at around 2:59, and I woke up in like a state of panic, and I was like, "What's going on?" kind of thing, because I felt like I couldn't breathe properly, and I was like, "What's going on?" kind of thing, and so I was like, "Okay." Um, And so I didn't think much of it at first. So then I tried going back to sleep and stuff like that. But like the moment like a couple seconds later after I like um, lay down again, I heard this loud crash um, in the other room. Like it was not in my bedroom. It was like kitchen, living area, kind of stuff. And I didn't know where at first it was coming from. And when that happened, I sat bolt upright. And the moment in my gut, I was like, something's not good here. I knew it was like not the best. So, and then when that happened, Teddy was like staring out in that area of the kitchen area and stuff like that. And he was like nonstop. He was like fixated on it. And like he was like not taking his eyes away from it. And then I was like freaked out. So immediately my thought was like, let me put out my meditation music for cleansing, negative energy cleanse music and stuff like that. So I was using that when I was walking out there. In my head, I was like, I feel like I'm in a paranormal scary movie and stuff like that, because I was like, oh, I was that person that I usually tell like, oh, stay in your bed and and not to go investigate, but I wanted to see what was up. So I went, and I was looking around, and if I felt very uneasy because I felt like something was watching me, and I didn't like that feeling because I had this like uneasy feeling in my gut. And I'm like, I know I'm a medium, so of course this kind of stuff does happen. Um, and so the when I looked to see what was the noise, I saw that one of my Lysol wipe cans that was on top of my utility thing crashed to the floor when nothing was able to be crashed to the floor and things like that. And I like freaked out. I was like, why are you knocking this over, spirit? And stuff like that, because I don't get it. And so I picked it up, and then I went back to bed. And by that time, it was already in the middle of the 3 o'clock hour, and stuff like that. So, and my meditation music was still going then. And then I went back, and I put the covers over me again, and Teddy Bear was like at the edge of the bed, and he was like on all of his fours, and he was guarding me very ferociously, while staring at that corner. And I was like, thank you, God, for bringing Teddy into my life, because I feel so much more comfortable having a pet, because they can protect you from things like that, and because pets are very much have a vision that we can't always see, that they can see things that we can't. I feel like they have more of a spiritual vision than we do. So into the spirit world and stuff like that. But eventually, he went and took got his attention away from that. And then he ended up like going on my side. He was very curled up right next to me, and then we both fell asleep like that. And then he did not move from that angle all all night until the morning time. So he was like protecting me during that time, and I felt much calmer and safer that he was by me and things like that. So it was a little bit of excitement because I didn't go back to sleep until 4, and then um, I did that, and then it kind of went to that. So that was kind of my story. These kind of things happen. So a day in the life of a medium, so to speak. um, why need a scary movie when you have it happen in real life? Is what I like to know. Um, So hence why the coffee. And then my body was ready to get up at like 7:30, and I was like, no. And then I pushed it to 3:30 or not 3:30, to 8:30, and then I was like, okay, let me get up. And then I started my day from there. But the first thing I did was I saged the apartment. I was like, let me get this stuff taken care of and stuff like that. Oh, but this is my story, and hopefully you enjoyed story time with Alex. So, but we did have a question that got sent in. I'm very happy to hear that we got a question. So the question is from A. Their middle name starts with a G, and their last name starts with an A. So AGA is their initials, and they write, "Hi Alex, I would like to ask how are the best and easiest ways to center yourself. For some reason, I'm not really into meditating, at least for now. I'm just not there yet. How can I come in instant contact with me, my higher self? I have managed to do this a few times, and it feels amazing. I want to be in that state all the time. Thank you, and God bless." And God bless you as well, A. So that's funny that you and me have the same first and last initials. How fun. So the last part, I wish I could help you out with. I don't think we are able to be in that state all the time, especially in our physical form. When we are in our soul form, when we get to the other side, of course, we're going to be in that state all the time, because we don't have human responsibilities and things like that. And it's basically impossible to be in that state all the time and things like that. So, unless you were like Gandhi or Jesus and things like that, though they were at a higher soul vibration, obviously. And they saw things a lot different. I don't think Gandhi will be returning in this form because I feel like he's that guide now on the other side. It just, we have, each lifetime we have lessons to learn, and sometimes we're not always at that state, unfortunately. I wish we were, but to be in contact with your higher self is amazing. I definitely know it's interesting because whenever I'm doing a reading and then I realize that I'm connecting with my higher self to be able to get the information and my spirit team, I know like when things are like coming from them and stuff like that because the messages are very deep when I tune in fully and things like that. And I know you said that meditation is not your thing right now, and I get it. One of the things with meditating is it doesn't have to be where you sit down and you do a full-on meditation even though you're not ready. You don't have to be like what I did last night before going to sleep of doing like a guided meditation that was like 22 minutes because that's hard for everybody. And I get it because I was like that too. And that's always very difficult. But that is there. Um, but I will say, one of the things that I like to do is, even if I'm not meditating, even if you're doing like a specific hobby or anything like that, and you get into that zone where you are allowing your mind to be empty and clear and things like that, that is like the easiest way for you to be able to meditate. So whether it's taking a walk in nature, which is very good and things like that for you, it helps you to stay grounded as well, um, and things like that. So that is really important as well. With that, I also with the ground meditating part, even if you are into like knitting, you can do that, or if you're into painting, you can get into the meditation zone that way. For me, another way or another form of meditation is when I cook, because when I cook, I allow myself to get in the flow of things, and that is when I'm being creative. So, usually, if you are in the creative flow, that is when you're allowing yourself to meditate, and things like that. And those are some other ways to be able to meditate and things like that. And another way for meditation is being able to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is very important. It's all about allowing your mind to be in the present, and that's a good way to get grounded as well. So, killing two birds with one stone in that question. Um, and things like that. So that is definitely a question for you. So hopefully that helps. Let me know in the comments below if you found that helpful, and stuff like that. So that was a really good question, because I'm glad that you brought it up, because not everybody likes meditation and things like that. So that was a very important question. So um, and learning to be present and mindful also helps you to get closer to your higher self. But AA, I'm going to draw a card for you as well to give you a further message. What does AA need to know at this time? What does AA need to know at this time? Alright. So, you got the release card, which is card number 13. And what I feel like this is for you is letting go of control. So really working on your solar plexus is what I'm really hearing. And you can do that also by just having meditation music on throughout the day. It doesn't necessarily have to be where you are doing it. Kind of like I do for the videos and things. And even when I'm here throughout the day, I have the music on and things like that. So it's all about letting go of the control and not forcing the outcome. So I think this card is very fitting for you. So when you are letting go of that control and releasing the outcome and your expectations of things, then it'll come a lot more naturally to you. So I hope that makes sense, and I thank you very much for sending in your question. So if you too would like to send in your question, please send them to my email, and I'll leave that in the information below. So hopefully you guys will be able to send in those questions, because that was a really good question. So, but yeah, so that is that, and we are going to be moving on into the messages for the week. So at this time, I ask that you have your feet firmly planted on the ground, have your heart wide open to be able to receive the angel messages that you're about to receive, and let us take a moment of silence here, and then be able to move in to the messages that way. Alright, so what I'm really picking up when I am tuning into the energies of the week is I was feeling a lot of fear for this week. So whatever your fear is that you are holding on to, it is important to be able to release that fear, and be able to recognize that fear so that you can be able to work on it. Um, I feel that fear is triggering a lot of insecurities within you, and when you are able to recognize your own insecurities about a situation, then you'll be able to heal that, and then you'll be able to reduce that fear. So, and remember, it's always important because fear and faith can't coincide with each other; they contradict each other. So, you have to remember that when you have faith, you can't have fear at the same time. So, it's best to be able to let go of the fear. I do feel that there's going to be a lot of overthinking for this week as well. I feel like it's going to be easier for people to get caught up in their heads, and not in their heart space. I just feel a lot of anxiety, and things like that when I was tuning into the energies. And then also, what I was really feeling is communication is important for this week. I feel like it's easy to not hear communication properly this week. So make sure if you don't understand something to be able to ask, and really just let it go with the flow. So Archangel Michael is definitely coming through to help you and guide you and protect you with this week, and really helping with to have the courage within yourself. I feel like the courage is there to be able to battle with what we are afraid of and things like that. So I feel like the main message is, what do you need to release for this week? So I know we had the full moon from last week, but the energy still carries over into this week. So it's all about, what do you need to release for this week. So that is definitely a message. And things like that. So getting on into the different energies of the week, and we are going to be starting off with blue. So blue is going to be incredibly high this week. Usually the red is rocky, but this week I feel like we're going to have spikes in the blue energy for this week. So we're going to be whoop and whoop, whoop and whoop. it's like a hump. We go into communication, then we go down, and then we retract, and then it's going to be a bumpy ride for the week of the energy, of the blue energy. Just because I was already talking about communication, I wanted to start. They were wanting me to start with the blue energy and stuff like that. And that is very important to be able to have, is the blue energy. So that is there, and things like that. So that is definitely very important to be able to do. On things. So be mindful, be mindful, be mindful of the blue energy. So going into the red energy, we are going to be having a lot of red for this week. So remember, blue is all about communication and things like that. Well, red is all about passion, anger, manifestation. It also is the base point of our foundation. So foundational things within our lives: security, finances, food, shelter, sex, all those things fall into the red energy, and securities and stuff like that. So whatever you are focusing on is what you're supposed to focus on for that week. That is important for you to be able to release. So the red energy is going to be high, and the red energy is going to be combative with the blue energy, and whatever we are talking about, our anger and our passion for whatever we are talking about will come out. So it's important to be able to remain grounded, as we talked about in AA's question, is that it's important to be able to remain grounded. And AA, to answer your question even further, there are various grounding techniques out there that can also help you with feeling grounded, and then also connect with your higher self. That could be like a whole other topic. That's a good idea for a video. The grounding techniques. I'll have to do my research into that one. But yeah, so that is there. So that is interesting. So remember the past couple weeks, the yellow wasn't quite there all the way through. But this week, our confidence is going to be good for this week. It's going to be quite high. So we're going to have confidence to speak up, confidence to do things. So it's important. What the angels are really saying is it's important to choose your battles correctly. Just like with the card, choose your battles and stuff like that. So be mindful of what you want to do and things like that. So that is very important. And things like that. So with the yellow energy being high, the orange energy is going to be there and stuff like that. It's going to be a lot higher than it was this past week, and for the month of February, because the orange hasn't been really high, but it's been a little bit more that this week. So it's going to be good for creating a wellness plan, creativity, and things like that. I feel like our creativity is going to be flowing, and we're going to be getting ideas, boom, boom, boom. And also, after creativity is sexual energy. So, good idea to be with a partner, but remember to choose your battles if there are any minor arguments and things like that, or disagreements. So best to be able to hold your tongue and stuff like that. So that is there and stuff. So that is also important. And things like that. So remember, choose your battles wisely and things like that. So next, we're going to be going into the green. So the green is going to be there, but it's not going to be as high as last week. But the green is definitely going to be there, so there is a good amount of green give and take of love. So that is definitely there and things like that. So that is exciting. I'd like to see when the green is there. Pink, I don't really feel like pink is going to be there that much this week. Hardly any at all to talk about. Pink is all about self-care, 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 and self-love. And we're not really having that for this week. So it's important to combat that with being able to take like 5 seconds or 5 minutes for yourself and be able to do whatever it is that you do for self-care. So incorporate the small things this week. Not anything major like it was last week. I had a few baths last week myself. Now we're going to be going into the purple, which is all about imagination and intuition and things like that. So I feel like our imagination and intuition are going to be high this week. We're going to be able to hear messages. We're going to be able to give accurate readings or messages to people that we interact with. And that's going to be in combative with the orange. So that is really, really good. So next we're going to be moving on up into the indigo/violet. So there is going to be some indigo/violet for this week, and things like that. So that is there. And really very important things like that. So I am excited to be able to see what the results of this week are. So that is exciting. The deck that I'm going to be using for this week is the Psychic Tarot for the Heart Oracle deck by John Holland. So that is there. So here we go. Alright. So what does everybody need to know for the week of February 20th through the 27th, 2022? What does everybody need to know for the week of January 20th or February 20th. Okay, that card came out. Alright, so that's kind of an interesting theme. I cannot wait to go back to the dentist to get my one tooth fixed. That's been bothering me. I just haven't had the time to go recently. Alright. Alright. Okay. Alright, so the first card here is that we have is Trust, which I feel is very fitting for this week. I feel like it's allowing ourselves to be able to go with the flow, be able to keep swimming, not to let ourselves overthink, and to be able to trust that everything will be able to work out for the highest good. And whatever it is that you are wanting to go through and work through. So knowing that whatever it is that is a challenge for you, it is important to be able to go with the flow and to be able to trust that you're going down the path that you need to be and that your team is guiding you down the path. So that is an important message and stuff like that. So the next card here is that we have is Clarity of Belief. So I feel like we're going to be getting a lot of hits this week, a lot of downloads. And that goes with the purple energy for this week. So I feel like we're going to be getting some clarity, which will be allowing us to move forward in the path. So we're going to get a lot of ha-ha moments for this week. And it might be good that you want to get some clarification. So if you need that clarification, remember I am here. And then if you like a personalized reading, you can get that as well. Right, so the next card here is that we have is Seek the Truth, which is card number 7. So this is looking at the overall picture. I never noticed that this little blue shape is in the shape of a heart. So it's allowing ourselves to communicate honestly with our feelings and honoring our feelings. And that Archangel Chamuel is coming through and really being able to help you honor that feeling. And it's all about channeling our inner divine energy within us, that divine truth and things like that. So very interesting. I love that. So the next card here is that we have is Open Up, which is all about communication. So, and that goes again with the communication part for this week and what I was talking about at the beginning. You see how this all comes around? You really can't make this stuff up as much as you try. Alright, so the next card here is that we have is the Detached Card, which also makes sense. Card number 11, also assigned for Twin Flames. So, yeah, I feel like this week will ultimately bring about the peace that we need within us. As long as we go with the flow, we might have to go inward, which means that we will take some little bits for ourselves. Remember that dip in the communication and the blue. Whenever we are not having that high of talking, we'll be reflecting within ourselves to be able to seek our truth. So that is also there. So the next 2 card is really beneficial as well. Next is that we have is Confront, and it's card number 18, which reduced down is number 9, which is an ending of a cycle. So whatever it is that you have to confront this week is the name of the game, and things like that. So that is definitely whatever it is that you need to release is what you need to release. And I feel like it's just confronting within yourself, or if anybody else is involved. So confronting the card. The next card here is that we have is Healing Begins, and it's card number 6, which is very much an Archangel Raphael card. Archangel Raphael is here, obviously. And it's whatever it is that you're facing this week, it'll bring about healing. So I feel like the next step after this recognition is going to lead into healing for you. So that is the messages for the week and stuff like that. So, wow, I can't believe I've been talking for like 35 minutes, and this is just a generalized reading. But hopefully you like this channel, and hopefully, you like the reading. I think this goes in perfectly with the energy portal that we have this week. But if you two would like to send in your questions, I'll leave my email there below for your chance to get it read, and then I'll leave my information to get it again below if you would like to get a personalized reading with me. And until next time, everybody, I hope you hit the subscribe and the notification bell, comment, share, and like away. So until next time, guys, I hope you have a wonderful week. Stay safe out there. God bless you. And I will talk with you all later. Bye, everybody.